across to breaking news coming in. CBI asking tough questions to Vijay. CBI has said that the speech went on as people fainted in Karur. That is the claim that the investigative agency has made. And sources within the CBI now getting us details as CBI told Vijay, why did you continue with the speech when you already knew of the situation? CBI's line of questioning to Vijay has been extremely specific. India Today accessing those details, getting you insights of what the CBI is asking Vijay. Also harping upon whether you were standing on the open vehicle and you could see the crowd fainting, why did you still continue your speech? You could be seen giving water bottles to the crowd when some people were fainting. Still, you did nothing about it at that moment. Why did you not reach on time? The delay from your part, which allowed the crowd to surge, was to showcase your strength. Let me take this directly to my colleague Munish Pandey, who's getting us all these details. Munish, specific questions by the CBI to Vijay. Is he cooperating with the investigation?
Well, Swesha, these are the exclusive details which we have accessed from our sources within the Central Bureau of Investigation. I am standing right outside the CBI headquarters where TVK Chief Vijay is being questioned by two officers of the Central Bureau of Investigation. But the specific questions, Suesha, to Vijay is going to be regarding that particular day when the Karur Stampede took place. Now, so far, the TVK functionaries have been denying all the allegations regarding the mismanagement, whereas the Tamil Nadu police has been accusing the TVK functionaries of not making the proper arrangements. Today, Vijay has been called in, and three specific questions are going to be regarding that particular day. One is going to be, he was standing on an open vehicle, which means that he was able to see that the crowd is fainting. Still, he did nothing about it. CBI wants to know answer of this question. Also, if he denies that particular allegation that he did nothing about it, CBI has a follow-up question that you were seen throwing the water bottles when you saw that some of the individuals in the crowd are fainting. Still, you continued your speech for next 7 to 8 minutes. You did nothing about it. So these are two specific questions that why he continued his speech even when he saw from his vehicle that
and let's not forget, Munish, all of this was caught on camera. This entire sequence of Vijay on that open vehicle, and he could see that people were fainting. In fact, he asked his cadres to provide them the water bottles, but he did not stop his speech. Let's take a look at that sequence. See those pictures, that entire visual that was caught on camera. People were fainting. They were getting suffocated because they had been waiting for hours. Remember, more than 8 to 12 hours. No proper arrangements that were made of water bottles being provided, of ensuring that there was enough space. The crowds were surging. In fact, the amount of people that particular stretch could accommodate, higher number of people who had slowly gathered there. They had been waiting to catch a glimpse of their favorite star, Vijay, who was there in Karur to campaign. But the designated time, and Vijay, who reached there many hours later, while it is being suspected that Vijay did that on purpose. He allegedly did that because he wanted to establish his popularity, to give out a message that his fandom is huge, but that cost 41 lives in Karur. That stampede, and those very specific questions that are now being asked to Vijay by the CBI. I want to go take this back to my colleague Munish, who continues to be with us. Munish getting us exclusive details of the line of questioning by the CBI to Vijay. Over to you, Munish.
So, Shwesa, this footage is going to be a crucial evidence for the Central Bureau of Investigation, and there is a high possibility that if Vijay denies the charges against him, the accusation against him, then he will be confronted with the particular footage also. Also, Swesha, apart from the fact that he was he was placed at a position where he could see the crowd fainting. He did nothing about it. The important aspect is going to be the timing when he appeared before the crowd. Suesha, one important part which the CBI is probing is that the time, according to the organizers from the party, given to the police and to the crowd was that Vijay will come at 12 o'clock. But he arrived there 7 o'clock, which means 7 hours later. It allowed the crowd to surge. The initial estimate by the party was given that there will be a crowd of 10,000, but the total strength of the crowd was around 25 to 30,000. This is going to be extremely important as far as the investigation is concerned, and that is why Vijay will be asked this particular question, that why did you come 7 hours late? Because of which not only the crowd surged, but also the crowd was dehydrating because there was not proper arrangements of water bottles and food. Also, Suesha, what is important here is to point out is that just few days back there was a public rally of AIDMK also. There was also a crowd of 15 to 20,000, but everything went smooth. There was in the same area, there was another party meeting of DMK. Still nothing happened. Why did it happen, in Vijay's rally? That is extremely important. And while investigating the case, when earlier TVK functionaries were called in by the CBI to confront them with the Tamil Nadu police, the CBI wants to know from TVK functionaries is that why there was a violation of agreement which was agreed upon between the Tamil Nadu police and TVK functionaries, which was regarding the crowd estimate, the water bottles, toilet facilities. All these things will be asked to Vijay also today, and he will be confronted with the documentary evidence and video footage today, just to get a clear sense of whether Vijay was aware of these irregularities, these lapses from TVK or not, and whether it was deliberately done so that there could be more crowd and to show strength of TVK on that particular day, which led to loss of 41 innocent lives. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely, Manish. Strength of TVK and most importantly, the strength of Vijay as the political campaigner, the superstar who enjoys huge fandom. But worst of all, that speech that he was giving, not only was he hours late when he arrived there, but he knew that people were fainting. He knew that people were not feeling well. A crowd that was actually to be of 10,000 people, 25,000 people who landed up, feeling suffocated in that space. And Vijay, who was on top of this open vehicle, he was delivering his speech, but he continued to deliver that speech despite knowing that people down there were suffocated. They were not getting water. In fact, on the mic, he was heard saying that water must be passed on to the people. Some people who he could see were not feeling very well. They were fainting. It was probably their health condition that was worsening. But Vijay, who continued with his speech while turning a blind eye to the fact that people out there were not feeling well, they were fainting, there weren't enough ambulances, worst of all, there wasn't enough water that was provided to a crowd that big. They had been waiting for hours, about 8 hours, only to catch a glimpse of their favorite superstar, who is now embarking upon his political journey. The crowd that included women, children, men, women and children in large numbers who are out there waiting for hours. Vijay has been claiming that this is a political conspiracy, that he was framed. But direct questions that are now being asked to Vijay by the CBI. What did you do on your part? Why did you not stop the speech when you knew that people were not feeling okay? Why did you arrive late at the venue? These are the answers that the CBI is now trying to seek. And let me once again take you through the specific questions that are being posed by the CBI to Vijay, clearly stating that the crowd was fainting. Why did you continue your speech? Remember, all of this that has been caught on camera, where Vijay was heard speaking on the mic that people are not feeling well, please provide them water. But he still continued with his speech. Water bottles that were given, but nothing else that was done to provide rescue to those who were fainting? And that is the question that the CBI is asking. Why weren't there enough ambulances? What were you doing at your part? Even if you could see that people were fainting out there, did the TVK, any of the cadres were mobilized to ensure that an ambulance was provided? Why didn't you reach the venue on time? That is the biggest question that the CBI is now cornering Vijay on. That entirely being Vijay responsible for why he did not arrive on time. What was the TVK doing? Had proper communication actually rolled out? The fourth question that the CBI is trying to ask Vijay, the crowd was surging. What did you do? Did you do this on purpose to showcase your strength? Because the TVK that had cameras installed at every vantage point, and they were putting out the message that see how the crowds are surging, how the people are on the side of Vijay, on the side of TVK. For that spectacle, those optics, did the TVK actually lead to a decision, or Vijay arrived late on purpose? But that cost 41 lives in the Karur Stampede. Let's listen into what Vijay had said earlier, how he defended himself, how he has called this a political conspiracy. Listen in.
உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது இந்த பழி வாங்கணும் அப்படின்ற எண்ணம் ஏதாவது இருக்குச்சுன்னா என்ன வேணாலும் பண்ணுங்க. அவங்க மேலே கை வைக்காதீங்க. நான் ஒன்று வீட்டில் இருப்பேன், இல்லை நான் ஆஃபீஸில் இருப்பேன். என்ன வேணாலும் செய்யுங்க. நண்பர்களே, தோழர்களே, நம்மளோட அரசியல் பயணம் இன்னும் ஸ்ட்ராங்கராக, இன்னும் தைரியத்தோட கண்டினியூ ஆகும்.